Hey guys, how are you doing? Here we are, Monday, May 8th. May 8th. I got it here in my computer. Thank you so much for being here. I am excited. I was looking forward to have this meeting with you guys. So thank you for being here. So today we're going to do is we're going to move from goals into figuring out why we don't have the goals that we want, right? And it's all about our paradigms, our belief system, our self-image. We're going to talk about self-image in about 6 weeks, but it's all about that and what is causing us not to have what we want. Now, as we read and we apply it through our goals, I'm going to read it so you can focus on the goal you want. So you should have a goal already, right? So I don't care what kind of goal you have, but you need to have a goal. And it has to be something you never done before, right? We talk about that the first week. You want to do something you never done before. Something kind of excite you, but scare you. Something that you want, but you have no idea how to get there. Because this part of the week, we're gonna teach you how to get there, right? Or you understand why you're not there. And then we're gonna move along in what we do. So let's get started with first. I'm Gustavo Romero, your business and career coach. So if you are owning a job right now and you want to own a business, let's talk about your profession, and so we can transfer you to that, right? To build a team and multiply yourself. That's what we want to do. If you're in a career that you're not happy or you have imposter syndrome, you're thinking you're gonna get fired, you have fear, you doubt, worry, you're thinking things are not working out your way, you're not happy in your job, or someone is not happy in their job, uh, I can definitely change that, right? It's all about goals. It's all about goals. All right, guys. So we're gonna get started right away. So we only have 20 minutes. So the first thing is we read the success formula. You should have it. If you don't have it, go to my website and download it. I will not put it here. I know some of my teams, they have different videos and they put them here. I don't, because I want you to go and download it and read it. So I said, I know they have the ability to achieve no, I have the ability to achieve my goal, right? So what's your goal? Oh, my goal, for example, my goal is to make $1 million a year, right? So I know I have the ability to make $1 million a year. Therefore, I demand of myself persistence and continuous action towards its attainment, right? I have to consistently act on it. Number two, I realize that dominating thought of my mind eventually reproduce themselves in outward bodily action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my mind for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to be by creating a mental picture of this person and then transforming that picture into reality through practical service. So I want to work with this, what we want to talk today, which is about paradigm. I realized the dominating thought of my mind eventually reproduce themselves in outward bodily action, gradually transform themselves into physical reality. So uh, the reason we're not having our goal is because we have a belief that we might believe that we can achieve that goal, which is wrong because we know we have the ability to achieve it. And second is because we might have bad habits like procrastination, and we call them people, we have a bad attitude, and we can always change that, right? So now our mind. So what is dominating your mind? So I have to do, I went to this conference the other day and I needed to send an email to about 20 people and I didn't do it because I have a paradigm too. Now I do reach about 20 people a day anyway, and I have meetings around 5 to 6 meetings every day. So I'm do good what I do, but I can always get better. You know why? Because I was talking with a prospect the other day, and I have a paradigm. I know I reach about 200 people a month, but this prospect I was talking to, this person reached 1,000 people every month. And I was like, oh my, if he can reach 1,000, I can reach it too. So it completely changed my perspective in what I can able to do, right? And so I want to make sure now I can reach 1,000 people. If I know how, I'm gonna figure it out and I'll do it. Second, I have to concentrate on the person I want to be. So you right now, the person you are today, you are not going to achieve your goal. You have to become a different person. So I'll explain this very simple. If you are thirsty and you want to make coffee and you're sitting in your desk, you will not get coffee by sitting in your desk. You have to become the person who stand up, go to the kitchen, prepare the coffee, and make the coffee, right? So that person is different than the person you are today or the person you are now. You have to become the person who actually go and make the coffee for themselves. See, you have to become a different person. And so we becoming a different person every day. And so what we want to do is become the person that is going to achieve your goal. It's not going to happen for what you have today. You have to become that person. And there's certain beliefs that holding you back. Beliefs could be, I mean, multiple beliefs. Everybody's different, but that's what we call it a multiple beliefs, which we confirm it as a paradigm. So what I explain sometimes it is like a soup, right? I make tomato soup, it doesn't taste so good. My wife makes tomato soup, oh, it looks amazing. So why her tomato soup and my tomato soup are both tomato soup, but one tastes good and other bad? Is because the way I mix the ingredients, it comes from my beliefs. I believe I should put 2 spoons of salt. She believes I have to put half a spoon of salt. I believe I have to put olive oil. She believes I have to put, coconut oil. You see, so her beliefs lead her to have a much better taste soup. And my belief lead me always to get disgusting soup. However, if I change my beliefs, I will change the mix of the ingredients, and then my soup will become better. So those ingredients that you have in your mind that you believe are going to cause your soup to taste better or not. And it's your willingness to accept those beliefs and change what is the hardest part. It's not about just mixing. It's about how to mix it. So some people will ask this a little bit of salt and then mix it, and then a little bit of salt and mix it. Some people will dump the whole salt and mix it. It's not the same. It looks the same. We can put the same amount of salt, but it tastes different because how the things mix, right? What you believe behind. All right, so we know that. Second, third, we said, I know that through the principle of auto-suggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through practical means of realizing it. Okay, so I have a desire, right? I want to achieve my goal, but I also have beliefs that I personally condition myself towards that goal. So if you believe, if you want to, I don't know, sales $1 million a year, but you don't believe you can do it, or your conscious, I mean your subconscious mind cannot remember something different, then we need to eliminate that, because it's a consistency thought in your mind will deliver the results you want. You will always achieve your goal for as long as there's a build of consistency on that, right? So it doesn't matter, like we said before, it doesn't matter if you think about your goal today and then you don't think about your goal or nothing. If you visualize, you see yourself in your goal today, but you don't do it the rest of the week. You should be consistently over and over and over and over believing or visualizing yourself. Imagine like this, and I think a lot of people make the mistake with coaching like this too. So imagine you have cavities. You eat a lot of candies and you have cavity, mouth full of cavities. And you go to a dentist and they say, okay, it's gonna be about 3 weeks of work we need to do in your teeth just to kind of get rid of the cavities and patch your teeth and all that. And you take those 2 weeks. Imagine it's a 6 month coaching, right? So you took those 2 weeks, and now the guy said, fine, all is clear. You have no more cavities. Go. And what you need to do is you need to keep brushing those teeth, right? And so a lot of people, what they do is they do a coaching or they do a training and they get excited, but they never brush the teeth again. So what's going to happen? Of course, they're not brushing the teeth. They're not going to have the results they want, which is to have no cavity. So You once you get started, you gotta keep on going, keep on moving, keep rolling the ball in your personal development. So it means it consistently over and over thinking about your goal. And once you reach your goal, then change it immediately for another goal. So you have to have a 5 year goal. So the 5 year goal should be big enough so it's impossible for you to reach in 1 year, but it's possible for you to reach in 5 years. So you move forward and you have something always that get you better. Now, goal doesn't have to be always money. Goal could be in health, could be in relationship, could be in anything you want. All right. So it's that consistent auto suggestion. I am able to do it. I can do it. I believe in myself. It's reading this formula over and over and over. What changes the behavior, but the change of behavior ultimately change by your paradigm. So you have to focus on changing that paradigm. Number four, it says, I have clearly mapped out and written down a description of my definite purpose in life. So if you are not writing goals, your daily goals, your weekly goals, your monthly goals, your quarter goals, your half a year goals, your year goal, and then so on. If you're not writing those goals, it could be because you don't believe you can achieve those goals, right? It could be that you don't think that actually will really do much of a difference if you write it down or not. You might think it's, oh, I know what's my goal. I don't need to write it down. I know it. Yeah, you know it when they ask you, but it's not consistent in your mind over and over. You said, I know what is my goal, but I can't achieve my goal. I don't know why. Maybe it's just luck. Maybe it's just destiny. That doesn't exist. Luck and destiny doesn't exist. What you need to focus on, keep repeating, have that consistency where you're going, so you always remember that. You see, sometimes people get distracted by things that are shiny. Don't go that way. Don't go where's shiny. Just focus on your goal and focus what you want, and everything will work out. So you want to have this structure. You want to know exactly what you're going to earn in the next 5 years. Now, things could change, but at least you have a plan. At least you have a projection. At least you know where you're going. And as you know where you're going, then it becomes easier. We do that all the time. We set goals, daily goals, or tasks. Some people call them tasks, not only goals, but tasks. Things that you do during the day. Well, what are they going to be your weekly tasks or your monthly tasks or your annual tasks? So you have to have that clear because it's the only way you can see clearly where you're going and not get distracted. All right. So number five is, I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure and is built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. So if you are old school, and I mean old school in sales, so a lot of people think, well, if I make the sale, I win and the client lose, right? Or if I make this, the other person doesn't, right? If I have, the other person doesn't. So what you need to think is, in a sale what everybody sells here. So I'm gonna across the line. Everybody sells. Even the person who cleaned the bathroom is selling. Everybody sells. And someone said, I'm not a salesman. That's not true. You're selling. Actually, the people who said they're not salesmen are the best salesmen because everybody buy the reason why they're not salesmen. So that make them the greatest salesman. So ultimately, what you need to understand is everything that you are selling or every relationship you have with people, every relationship with people has to be in harmony. They have to benefit. So in other ways, when you provide a service or a product for a fixed price, then the value of that product or service has to be higher than the cost of that product. Very important. The value is going to be higher than the cost. And this is the only reason they're going to buy for it. If the value is high and the cost is low, they will buy it. If the cost is high and the value is low, they won't buy it. You won't buy it. You can try to persuade people, but it's not going to happen. So you have to make sure the value and the value is higher than the cost. It's an important thing, right? And so you don't want to get in any activity when the other person is not going to benefit more for what he has paid already. All right. And of course, you got to give you have it has to be mutual. So as you providing value, the other person can also have to act based on that value, right? Not simply like someone said one day, I bought a car, I didn't pay for the car. I have to keep paying for the car. I don't want this car. Well, it's not about that. They provide you the value of a car. You committed to buy a car, pay for the car, right? Now, if the car is a lemon and you've done everything you can to make it work and it doesn't work, return it. There's loss for that. But if you're not putting your work into it, you're not doing anything about it, of course, you got to still pay what you got to pay. I will succeed by attracting to me the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. So, cooperation of other people is because you want to help them, right? So, if they want to help and they feel that you really want to help them, they're going to cooperate with you in what you intend to do. Like we see a lot of this in like CEOs, CFOs that they're talking with a team and they sell their vision, right? And when you sell the vision and people buy your vision, the beauty is they start doing exactly what you want them to do. And they're happy to do it. They're excited. They want to do it. So that is what you want to work on. Always selling your vision. Get the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because I will serve them first, right? So put yourself in service first, and because you put in service to them, they want to pay back that. So the payback will be money or will be service. So if you give a coffee to someone, most probably the person will give you coffee. If you say hi to someone, they will give you hi. So the law of cause and effect is that whatever you give, you're gonna get back. So if you give good, you're gonna get good. If you give bad, you're gonna be bad. So you have to focus on giving good. All right, said, I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity. Okay, so paradigms. So paradigms are basically a multiple of habits. A habit is not what you do, is what is behind, is what causes you to do. So it's a single idea, it's a belief that you hold in your mind dearly. So if you're holding hatred, so if you're feeling like, hey, if these people did something wrong to me, I'll do something bad to them. So you truly believe that you have to always give people what they give you, right? And if they give you bad, you give them bad. And this is strong beliefs. So you are you're a person that is like a ticking bomb. If I tell you something bad, you will not react. If I tell you something good, you should react good too, but normally you don't. You react bad. You're expecting the bad. So you got to expect the good, right? And so if hatred is part of you, you got to eliminate that because it's simply a belief and you can change that. Envy. So envy is a lot to do with they have something I don't have, but I want it, but I don't know how to get it. And they're so lucky they have it and I don't have it. And ultimately you become angry with them because they have it and you don't have it. So again, it's a fear, it's a belief, it's a paradigm, it's a repetitive thought that is causing you not to be able to see how to get it. So hey, they have a Ferrari and I don't have a Ferrari. I love the Ferrari. Well, how can I have a Ferrari? So I always think in this way. It's like a Ferrari will cost about $3,000 a month. So $3,000 a month financing, right? Or maybe $4,000 a month. So you can always start a business, any business that will give you $4,000 a month, and then you hire some people to do the business. You have to still be participate, but maybe it doesn't have to be all the time. And then they pay you $4,000, and then you buy the Ferrari. You pay for something, and the business is paying for it. You don't have to pay. You can create things to get the things you want. Jealousy, same thing. It's a negative feeling. We need to. It's a belief. Jealousy is a belief that uh, loss of something. Like I'm gonna lose something, right? And then selfishness. I want to keep it for myself. If I don't keep it for myself, now I'm not gonna have it. There's not enough. Also, it's a belief. Cynicism. You know, and the cynicism, like you act in a certain way because you said, if I act this way, I'm gonna get what I want. If I don't act, I'm not gonna get. Also, lie. It's also a belief. So those are the paradigm that constantly chasing men and develop love for all humanity. So if you love everyone, then everybody will love you. And if everybody love you, they'll give you what you want because they love you, right? So because I know that a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success, I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them and in myself. So ultimately, if you believe that you should be overruling, controlling, and all those type of things just to control the situation, that is the way of your thinking. Now, you might encounter a situation where the person act that way and you don't like it. We understand this. Ultimately, that person wants to be happy. We all wants to be happy. Doesn't matter who you are, is the guy who cleaned the bathroom or the CEO of the company. Everybody wants to be happy. So ultimately, what they do is seeking happiness. Now they have beliefs that they think that by achieving happiness in a certain way, they have to, behave in a different way. And so those beliefs are simply beliefs. It can be changed at any time. So don't get upset when people do something wrong to you because they maybe have been taught to think that way and act that way. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It only means that they have a wrong paradigm, around beliefs and what they have. And so everybody, ultimately, everybody's good. Good people and bad people, they're still good. They still want to seek for happiness. It's just they don't know how to find that happiness without hurting maybe or damaging other people. But doesn't mean they're bad people. Their behavior is bad. And if they can change their behavior, everything can change. So ultimately, we need to believe that. Because if we believe that, then we can move in a world that's moving forward and not in a world that's moving backwards. And then ultimately said, uh, I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them and in myself. So when you believe in people, people like that. People like to be, like trusted, like believe it, wants to be happy, want to focus on the positive. So focus on helping people, and, and go over this week if you can. We're gonna review this tomorrow too, but focus if you want in how can you make other people's happy, and what is the one thing that the but. I always like this but. So if you think about something said but, the but is your paradigm. Your but is like trying to go back and say justify yourself why you have to be negative, why you have to think that way. You said the but is always negative, and not always negative, but in this case. And so ultimately said that I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it aloud once a day with full faith that it will gradually influence my entire life so that I will become a successful and happy worker in my chosen field endeavor. All right, so memorize it, right? For you to believe, no, I don't need to memorize it. Because what we're going to be going is talking different topics, but we're going to relate it all centered to this formula. Because ultimately, when you read the formula, you have your goals, you have your paradigm. We're going to change your self-image. You're going to become a better leader. We're going to do so many things that we're going to go through this formula. Then when you read it, you feel like, you know, great, feel good, and then your result changes, right? It's all about believing, and that's what I'm gonna help you to believe. All right, guys, I got to go because I have to get ready for the next class. But thank you so much for being here today. I look forward to see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye bye.